A student named Dexter gathers his friends to shoot an investigative documentary about an abandoned canned spinach factory rumored to be haunted by a mysterious figure, either a ghost or a deranged serial killer known as the Sailor Man. The friends sneak into the factory hoping to find clues that could confirm or debunk the legend, but instead they find much more. The Sailor Man himself, aggressive and merciless. Apparently, every year will now kick off with a batch of movies about yet another pop culture character whose rights have entered the public domain. In 2023 and 2024, we got a few slashers featuring Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, and the whole gang. Inspired by Alan Milne's books, and 2025 has gifted us not one, not two, but 3 movies about Popeye the Sailor. Though, honestly, gifted might not be the right word here. Something more neutral would be better, because the chances that even one of these 3 films will be worth the time spent watching it are, let's be real, pretty slim. The first to reach audiences was Popeye's Revenge, made by more or less the same people who started this whole pop culture horror trend. Unsurprisingly, no miracle happened. The film was, to put it mildly, mediocre. However, Popeye the Slayer Man, which took an extra month and a half to arrive, didn't fare much better than its predecessor. In fact, it took a turn for the worse. Structurally and conceptually, it's the same dumb, derivative slasher that leeches off a famous character's name, but this one is also shockingly uninspired. To be fair, Popeye the Slayer Man probably didn't look completely hopeless on paper. At the very least, the characters have some semblance of relationships, and the dialogue occasionally shows a sharp wit and decent sense of humor. But the clumsy direction and painfully bad acting bury any potential the material might have had. The film drags lazily from one kill scene to the next, with the director clearly uninterested in all the chatter, leaving the screen drowning in tedium and dreariness. As for the kills, the filmmakers wisely opted for practical effects and makeup instead of CGI gore, which is commendable, but the low budget is still painfully obvious. It doesn't quite cross into outright hackwork, but Popeye the Slayer Man has nothing surprising or impressive to offer. Everything on screen is as generic and forgettable as it gets. In the end, if the movie is remembered at all, it'll only be for the laughably cheap makeup of the titular character, which looks like they just slapped the first latex mask they found in a kid's store onto the actor and called it a day. After all, most of the action happens in near darkness, so who's gonna notice?